+234-812-8281. Or if you're outside Ghana, +233 55-228-04-81. Have you fallen in love before? Join us on WhatsApp and let us know your experience. I have a very beautiful woman with me in the studios from Empowered Women in Motion. She was here with us last week. Those that know you will trust in you, not in horses and chariots, but the arm of flesh. No man can prevail. No man, no man, no man, no man. My confidence is you. What is hard? What is hard? It can never exist. Oh, you do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It doesn't exist. Oh, it can never, never exist. Oh, you do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? To do, it can never, never exist. Oh, those I know you will trust in you, not in horses and chariots, but an arm of flesh. No man can prevail. Ask Abraham and Sarah, and the woman with the issue of blood. Oh, nothing hard for you. Ask Mama Hannah, oh, blind Bartimaeus, make it go as the Israelites. Absolutely nothing hard for you. Okay, so welcome back. My confidence is you. What is hard? What is hard for you? So I have a very lovely sister in the studio, and her name is Ernestina Ametogo. Oh, am I right? Ametogo. Ernestina Ametogo is our guest. Ernestina, welcome.
Thank you, Rhoda.
I'm happy to have you here. And to all Empowered Women in Motion members, we say we love you. Thank you for tuning in. And to all students of Fiji Secondary School 99 batch, young souls, I know you are listening. So please join us on our conversation on +233 55-228-04-81. If you're outside Ghana, and if you're in Ghana, it's 055-228-04-81 on WhatsApp. So Tina, today I want us to discuss falling in love or searching for love online. Is it a blessing or a curse? But before then, Tina, have you fallen in love before?
Yeah, right.
Today, it's coming from the girls' perspective. The men, you can also join us. Just go to Tutu Radio Online on Facebook and put in your comments. Tina, how best would you define love?
Love is a broad thing.
Yeah, so to you, how was the feeling like?
Love is a broad thing. We can say love to be an expression of an inward feeling towards someone, towards something. Yes.
An inward feeling.
An inward feeling.
And you know, the name of the show is Today's Woman. So we are going to talk about our generation. We find most women, especially, telling you, oh, I have a crush on this person. I have a crush on this. I have a crush on that person. And the feeling, as soon as I see him, the eyes alone, someone says, something is doing me. You know that kind of youthful exuberance where you feel you are head over heels with the person. Is it really love?
Rhoda, some may be love, some may not be love. So there is love and there is lust.
Tell us the difference.
Yes, there is love and there is lust. Seeing somebody and you're like, you have a crush on the person, may not necessarily be love.
Okay.
Most of the times it's just lust, infatuation.
Infatuation.
A feeling that it may last for a long time. Lust can last for a long time. But sometimes it's just for the time being. Yes. But if it is love, it will thrive. It will stand the chance of the test of time. It will stand everything that comes with it. But if it is last, I'm sorry, it will not stand. Yes.
Someone will say, if you say it will not stand, how do you? Because anytime I see him, excuse my language, I feel weird. Anytime I see him, I can't stand. Anytime I see the person, I get crazy. I can do anything, even to kill for the person. Do you really call that love? Because it's very common amongst our youth today, and even grown-ups like us, we also experience that.
Well, Rhoda, this is tough.
Wow, this is tough.
This is tough.
Yeah,
it's
you know.
a big topic we are talking about here. And as I said earlier on, if it's lust, it won't last. If it's love, it will stand the trials of time. If you see somebody and you're having that feeling, that crush feelings, that butterflies there, let me put it that way. You feel those butterflies in you. You feel you can't live without the person. You feel you find yourself thinking about the person every now and then. You find lust and love playing the same role, having the same definition. But as I said earlier, if it is lust, it won't last. Once if it's lust,
If it's last, it won't last.
ST, it won't last. LAST. But if it is love, it will last. It will stand all the test of time. Because if it's last, like you just said, I can even kill for the person. I can even do this. It will reach a point in time you will not have that feeling anymore to kill for that person.
Wow. Do you realize that way back in school, we find people who tell us that I fell in love with this person way back in school, and I cannot do anything without the person. And way back in school, people do all sort of things just to protect their loved ones. And it becomes very... And then the next time we hear you are in love, what do you have to say about that?
Rhoda, before we get there, we have to understand one thing as women. You mentioned that from secondary school, these two lovebirds were all out. They were trying to find their way, but after school, one gets hurt because one is unable to continue the relationship and all that. Yes, these things do happen, but it all depends on the foundation of that relationship. How did it start? What did Amma and Kofi talk about before getting into that relationship? So the foundation is very essential. That is what is going to help you to build on, to see if you'll have that lasting relationship you are dreaming of, or just anything. Like the Bible said, a house built on rocks, it will definitely stand. It's a firm foundation. But a house built on sand, when the storm comes, when the rain comes, when the wind blows, it will blow the house off. So it is basically the foundation of that relationship, what you have spoken about, what you have agreed on, what you have. Amma has told Kofi, this is what my intentions are. Kofi has told Amma, these are my intentions, and these are what I hope to carry out in future.
But Tina, let me just catch you in. Those of us in school, we are to go there and learn. What do we really know about love?
So I was getting to that point. We know a lot about love. At that stage, I kid you not, Rhoda, let's not underestimate that. We know a lot about love, but we are not fit enough. We are not matured enough to
Manage it.
venture into that, because we have a lot to do. Like you said, we are growing as teenagers at that stage. We are growing as teenagers. A lot of things are running through our systems. We are maturing. We are learning from school, from people we meet here and there. So that is not an appropriate stage to start a relationship. It's not an appropriate stage to say that you're falling in love and say that, okay, I've decided that this is a man, this is a woman I want to spend the rest of my life with. I think that 99% of these relationships started in secondary school didn't really end up well. Though we have a lot that got married, but it's just a fraction of those people. You and I can attest to that. Did yours work?
Oh, my colleagues will bear me witness. That's what this one. I was not in a relationship in school.
That's great. That's great.
I had lost my dad by then, and as someone would say, as another bee, I was still mourning.
That's
so
great.
Getting into a relationship at that age was something. It wasn't for me. Making friends, yes, but I didn't even know what it was.
Yes, we made
but
a lot of male friends.
Yeah, but we had colleagues that someone
were
would say
serious.
They were serious
They were
with
dating,
that. Yes. And you see, don't underestimate that, because those of them that we tagged as bad girls, Tina, they really did well with their relationships. And after school, we decided, or we could see the impact that they have made on themselves. Their marriages are standing by now that we speak.
Yeah, I want.
Though 90% did not work out, because after school, the way you think, different things happen to you and that. But I can tell you that I know few that started way back in school and it's still working. But I don't want us to just centralize on campus relationships. The university relationship also works, but today our challenge we have in our generation is the fact that most of us, because of social media, have taken our interest there, and we are using that place as our last bit of finding love. And unfortunately, majority are being hurt. Majority are being taken advantage of, especially the women. What do we think we are missing?
Online dating. It's an interesting thing to do, right? Rhoda, I haven't tried online dating before. I haven't done that before. Not because I didn't have the chance to, but it's personal. I haven't had a conviction well enough to get into that. But yes, there were a lot of ladies, a lot of gentlemen who have ventured into that. Some worked out, some didn't work out. So it comes back to my opening words, that it's about the foundation you build. You meet somebody you have never met before. You live in the Netherlands. The person lives in Ghana. The man lives in Ghana. You join yourself together via the internet. You want to talk. You realize that, oh, I love the way this guy talks. Because usually it's not even about seeing the face. It's about the voice. It's about what you tell the person. This is what you are sharing. And you realize that, oh, we are compatible. I like his temperament. His temperament complements mine. I like the way he he approaches issues.
But is
He
it
talks
all
things.
about temperaments? Because Tina, I
It's
don't
not.
see you.
I'm
Okay,
listing
all
a
right.
few of those.
Okay.
So you're talking about the person's temperament. It's at the person's way of approaching you. You think you're in love, okay, and then a relationship starts from there. So you haven't seen the person, and outright a relationship starts. For me, I I haven't been there, so I am not going to downplay that. But I don't see how it works that way.
Oh,
As I
but you
said,
find people who tell you that I met him online.
Rhoda,
We were so much
there's
in
been a lot
love.
of stories like that, and it's beautiful. I have a friend
Yeah.
who met her husband online. We attended the wedding. They have three beautiful girls now,
Wow.
and they are doing very well in their marriages. I'm not saying they have a perfect marriage, but I mean it's not a scam.
It's not as, but
It's
now the scam aspect is on the increase.
Yes, it's on the increase because we refuse to do due diligence. Okay?
And women, we are the victims.
We are the victims, yes. Majority of the times, we are the victims. If I am able to do due diligence, I don't think that there are a lot of things I would have fallen prey to if I were in that
when you
situation.
say due diligence, how do you?
Okay, so I live in Ghana. I find somebody in France, and we are dating online. We haven't met each other before. The right thing to do is to find out what the person does, where the person is. You are not an island. You see, God created us to be interdependent, to live together and not be extinct from others. So the person must have a family. The person must have friends. The person must have classmates. The person must have associates, contemporaries. So before you even go to that length of being in a relationship for a month, 2, 3 months, you should be able to know who the person's friends are, who the person's families are, who the person's parents are, who the man's contemporaries are, his co-workers are. You definitely have a bit because you are always communicating on daily basis. You are communicating on daily basis, so for real, you should know. It will come up in line of discussion.
But you know what? Some of them will tell you, for private reasons, I want us to keep this relationship quiet. I want us to maintain that relationship because we are now studying each other. And women, we fall so much into it. By the time you realize the person is either married or the person is a fraudster. Because even online, we have people in Ghana who are having online relationship. The person maybe lives in another region and you live in another region, or even in the same Accra. But some of them have spoiled the good names when it comes to online dating because they even end up extorting things from the ladies. Because some of us, in quotes, show we are so desperate for marriage. And I don't know whether it's the sweet talks or yes, it's normal for you to fall because women we are moved by what we hear, as men are moved by what they see. Okay, and this is where you end up exposing parts of your body to some of these people, and later
it's being used
against you. So that is where my worry is that what can we do to safeguard our ladies from this, from falling prey to some of these things? How can you know that this person, or what due diligence can you follow to know that this person is for real or is not for real? Because sometimes, there are people in our prisons who have used people's images as they are living outside the country, scamming people in Accra or any part of the world. I remember there was a lady that confided in me some time ago telling me that she's not been lucky with relationship for almost 4 or 5 times, and she met this person online. This person portrayed that he's outside the country. They have spoken everything. Now they've set dates to meet family so they can marry. And whilst in prison, he was able to get a syndicate ship using the foreign number. I'm told I sold in the malls and other places in Accra, and got somebody to rep him as a relative to go and meet this person's family in Cape Coast. They've done everything. So whenever he says, "Oh, my family member needs to send them, I'll send you the money," then this woman will also send the money.
But she's in love.
For 2 solid years, you can imagine the amount of money that has been exchanged just for her to finally realize that the guy is at someone prisons.
Rhoda, let me ask you a question, though I'm not too. But don't they do video calls?
Oh, please don't be deceived. Now technology has enhanced itself so much that the kind of video calls they will do, Tina, if you are not smart, you will never know. I'm telling you.
Okay, so back to what I was saying. Due diligence. You would definitely find some red flags, one way or the other.
And
as you go along, as you communicate with a person, as you interact, you will find the person saying something that is off track.
exactly.
Because liars cannot keep pace every time. They try as much as possible
To cover up.
to ensure that their stories link to the next one. But if you are smart, if you're very assertive, if you're very attentive to them, you realize that Kofi has said this to me, that he was here on Thursday. Today, he's telling me that on that same Thursday at the same time, he was in a different place. So these are things you need to mark because their dots do not connect. So we lose sight of so many things because we are in love.
Yeah.
It's something with women. A man, and you see, women are very vulnerable. We are always open to love. We are always open to acceptance. Yes, let me put it this way. So we lose sight of a lot of things along the way. If we are able to do all these checks properly, we will be able to know that these people are scammers. We will know, my sister.
See, now some are very smart.
They are very smart, yes. But as I said, somewhere along the line, they will make a mistake. Listen, a sister friend of mine came from Kuwait. She had been chatting earlier on before we even reconnected on Facebook. She had been chatting with this guy who said he came from the United States. He had bought laptops, shoes, blah blah blah. They were all in a warehouse at Kumasi. Whenever she touches base, he was going to bring all the things to Accra for them to sell. When my friend came to Ghana, we went to look for a shop. She kept talking about this nice guy, blah 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 blah. I kept listening. I supported her, drove her around town. We got a nice place to put all those stuff. The guy was set to come on a Saturday morning. One fine, beautiful Saturday. We're going for a funeral, and then we'll meet the guy after funeral. Then he would have gotten to Accra. This guy calls my friend and tells my friend, look, I was on my way from Kumasi on a top speed,
And I had an accident.
and the police were trying to stop me, and I didn't stop, and I destroyed the tail light of the police vehicle. They are now asking me to pay 2,500 Ghana cedis. All I have is 1,000 Ghana cedis.
Are you serious?
So can you send me 1,500? Because they want to take me to Koforidua police station, and I have things in the car. I don't want the police to even find out. So my friend calls me and I'm like, wait, I'm coming over. So I drive to her house, we sit, we call the guy, he gave his name as Simon. We call him, he narrates the issue, the story again, and I am assessing the whole thing. The first thing I asked was, Simon, you were driving on a top speed. The police were behind you. How did you destroy the tail lights of the police when you were ahead of the police, in front of the police? Madam, you don't understand. If you think I'm lying, that was the first thing he said. If you think I'm lying, come and check for yourself. And I said, hold it. I'm not saying you are lying. Nobody's even talking about that. We haven't gone there yet. I'm only asking how you maneuvered this instance. I just want to know. Anyway, I'm sorry about what has happened to you. Where are you? He said we are at Bonso Runabout. Bonso on the Koforidua Road. That is Linda Door Junction. There is a 10 on your left to Koforidua. That's when you're coming from Kwewu. So this gentleman said the police are threatening to take me to the Koforidua police station, but I have an unlicensed gun in my car. I don't want them to find out, because once we get to a police station, they will search the car and they'll find the gun and I'll be in trouble.
Making the story true.
Exactly.
Seem very
I was
true.
like, oh, my sympathy will call you back. But I hung up. My friend was like, Tina, why did you hang up? I said, this guy is a liar. Tell him that you are coming to Koforidua to see him yourself, because it's because of you all these things are happening. Let's hear what he has to say. We call the guy back and he says, even the police men are here, you can talk to some of them. Yes, we talked to one inspector, whatever. All the while I sat back and I was laughing, because I knew that these were scammers. These were a group of people in a room. They may be prisoners, like you said.
Yeah.
They may be people who sit in their room every day to do all these things. So I had a car then, and I told my friend, I'm driving you to Koforidua, because at a point she was so obsessed.
Yeah.
With the whole thing, she was in love.
Oh my God.
Whatever you say, she will not listen to you. She wanted to send that money. I'm like, I'm not interested in that money, but I will not have you waste that money on somebody who hasn't worked for it. So I drove her. The scammer gave the address of the police station as Koforidua Galloway police station. Yes. So my friend, upon hearing Galloway, was like, oh, did he say I should get away? I'm like, no, it's a junction at Koforidua. I know that place very well. That is Koforidua Sector Junction. So I drove her to Koforidua. We got on the Galloway Junction. We met a man walking from a wedding.
So you drove to Koforidua?
Yes, I drove to Koforidua from Accra with her. Yeah. We got to the man and then I asked him to direct us to Galloway police station. So he asked us what we're going to do there. Then I told him, my friend's friend has been brought there, and he was like, wait, brought there for what? Is the person saying he's there? I said yes. He said no. I'm a police officer. I'm going to that place. Can we talk? Can I sit in your car? He showed me his ID card. He said it's about 200 meters from here. I asked him to join us in the car. He directed us. We went straight to Koforidua Galloway police station. We got to the car park, and his, I think the in charge of that police station, I don't know his rank, came out, and the policeman told him that these are people from Accra. They said their friend has been brought here. You know that Koforidua Galloway police station is not a police station that admits criminals. It is an administrative office.
Oh my God.
So there is no way a criminal will be brought there. It's rather the Koforidua market. You know, there's a police station inside the market. So the inspector now narrates a woman's ordeal a day before we came.
Using the police station's name.
Exactly. The woman was duped of 5,000 Ghana cedis.
Wow.
She had already sent the money. She came there and she was wailing. She has wasted money
Because she was in love.
Yes, on an online boyfriend.
You know, I hate to say this, Latina, aside the fact that most of these guys take advantage of vulnerable women, some of them, I'm told, they use charms.
I am not surprised. Rhoda.
They chant on your picture and everything. So if you're not prayerful, even if you are prayerful, you are not careful to discern enough, you'll be a victim. Because somebody can send you a message, for instance, in my inbox. People befriend you on Facebook. The next time you go in your inbox, hello pretty, hello beautiful. Can I be your friend? Are you married? Are you single? I go like, hello.
How is that your business?
I mean, the fact that you are somebody's friend on Facebook doesn't give you the right to delve into the person's price. I mean, look, sometimes for months, almost a year, I was never active on Messenger because I kept asking myself, Tina, out of 4,009 something friends, I have about 70 to 80% who are all males, and I can tell you for a fact that 20% are genuine. Yeah. So I'm not surprised most of our women are becoming victims, but we are the same people who must talk about it.
Yes, we are the same.
We will have to talk about it because our women, some of us are losing it.
I mean, this goes to our sisters out there. Yes, love will come. Just exercise patience. Love will come. No matter how you look, how you are, no matter what you're looking for, it will come. Don't rush it. Don't force it to be. If it's not working, it's not working. Leave it. Let it go. Charlie, the thing is not working.
So why are you forcing it?
Don't force it to be. I mean, have some respect for yourself and
to the
open
extent
your
that,
eyes.
to the extent,
Ask questions. Rhoda, see, we don't ask questions. We don't like asking questions. We take things for granted. We overlook things. A man says this. Once upon a time, a lady friend said to me, my boyfriend
before
said,
you continue, finish with your friend's story.
Yes, so she was shocked. I mean, she couldn't talk.
Why didn't you call the guy again?
We called him.
He didn't
The
pick.
police called him and asked him, where are you? He said Galloway police station. He said, we are at Galloway police station. Where are you? Sorry. That was the last thing he said, and that was it.
Oh my God.
And you see, my friend has sent pictures to this guy, and this guy was threatening to use it against her. So that very evening, we got back to Accra, and my friend called me and was like, the guy is threatening to post my pictures out there.
Did she show some private parts?
Nude
Oh
pictures.
my God.
Not entirely nude, but
some sensitive
pictures,
parts of the
exactly.
body. And you see, this is one of the things I want us to create more awareness on. You understand?
Yeah.
We are not judging anybody. All we are saying is we want to help our sisters
come out of that situation.
Exactly, so that
you don't fall victim to them anymore.
We will be on alert. And you see, they play with your mind so much that you feel you are heaven on earth. That's how I put it. To the extent that, Tina, before you say Jack, by the time you realize you've showed your boobs or any parts of your body to the person. And sometimes they'll tell you, show your whole body.
Yes, and as you're doing the video calls, they'll be making screen recordings of of the conversation of your body on their phones. They are taking screenshots of the entire thing on their phones. And at the end of the day, see, my friend was so disturbed. I asked her, do you mind if your nude pictures go out into the public space? She asked me, what do you mean? I mean, it's my pictures, my private part. What? And I said, think about it. I'll call you back. She called back. She was like, I mean, these things, people do it. People's pictures are out there. I'm not an exception. I asked her because I needed her to build something with that question. At the end of the day, she came back to me and I said, whenever this guy calls, this Simon guy calls, tell him that you have worked all your life for stardom. You haven't been able to achieve stardom.
So he should help you.
So he should help you by
Achieve
posting
your
your
new
nude pictures online, so that everybody will be asking, who is this? He should make sure he writes your full name.
But this is
and
blackmail.
tags you on Facebook, so that at least people will know that, oh, girl, wait, this girl came to this girl's pictures were all out on social media. When you are contacted, you're already a star. Tell him.
But Tina, you see,
When she said this to the Simon guy, that was the end of it. He didn't post her pictures.
but
He didn't contact
unfortunately,
her
Tina,
again.
there were a lot of women out there who can't even gather the courage. They keep it to themselves. They want to cover the shame, and then they start sending money.
The men will extort money from
Exactly.
them every time because they have pictures of that nature. And so this is one solution I gave to my sister. Sometimes it is heartbreaking. You don't know what to do. As we sit here, we don't want our privacy out in the public space.
Exactly.
Not at all. So if somebody is trying to do something like that, we'll definitely fret. We'll be scared. Because
We are women, and even our culture doesn't allow that.
exactly, our culture doesn't allow that. So just to let my sisters know out there, irrespective of your age, Charlie, don't be too desperate.
This COVID season too has worsened the situation.
Yes.
Anybody gets up and wants to go online. Tina, the stress, the hassle is real. I'm telling you. People are bored. They just go there. Somebody will sit behind a webcam or whatever, and if it's not insults, it's something. Some people want their presence to be felt. So just to let the pain or the stress out, my dear, people are doing all sort of things. And you see, unfortunately, people don't know that these are part of cyber crimes, which Tuesday we'll talk much about women and cyber, where some men are taking advantage of innocent girls. They will lead you on, show you the picture. And you see, some of our women in Esayankasa.
Oh,
We say, what at all do you want to hear? What is it? What kind of money now? That's the extent that they will play with your mind, and then you want to meet the person one-on-one. You go and you are kidnapped. And now your family will be wasting time worrying the police, worrying the public. People should search for you day in and day out. It's painful. So humiliating.
Very, very, Rhoda.
And you see, sometimes they will post with other people's pictures. Let's say somebody befriends me on Facebook. You're chatting with the person. I want to know much about you. So what do you do? Me, once you post, then I post my online media thing to you. Use it to do whatever you want to use it for. Because sometimes when the question comes, are you married? Hey, beautiful. And I go like, it's Facebook.
When did we start getting
Exactly.
that now? I mean, we don't have to tolerate certain levels
And you see,
of disrespect.
most of them have done it to others, so they know that they've captioned it. Oh, that's on mad. They saw that and crap, and then today's woman, they want to marry. So as soon as they hear, I'm interested in you, I want to take you serious. I want to marry. I want to settle down with you. Then they are victims.
They're off the hook.
And I just don't get it. It's so painful, so humiliating, and I know most of our sisters are listening.
Yeah.
No matter what kind of desperation is that?
Yeah.
For the right guy who loves you, you will not pay attention to.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that all men on Facebook or on
Far from
online
that. I was going to
but
say that.
there are some
There are
of
some
them.
that are just
Majority are using it.
nonsense.
Most of them are prisoners. They are not working. So you will always
not
be
real.
They are not
They're
real.
not real men.
They're not real
That
men.
must enter relationships.
Yes,
Let me
they will
put it that
hide,
way.
and you see they are using foreign numbers,
Exactly.
which are sold out there. I'm told they are sold at the malls. I don't want to mention the specific malls, but they find a way of getting this information. So you be, call me. Then the person will, and most of the times they don't call you directly. They call you on WhatsApp. Yes, they use the number to call you on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So, hey, the person used the US number, the person used the UK number, the person used maybe France or Germany.
Calls often.
And
I get those calls often because my business line is
and sometimes too, once they see your number on Facebook, they start texting you. So there's somebody text me, "Hi, we are friends on Facebook." I said, "Send me your picture, let me know who you are." But the person didn't communicate again. So I go like, why do you invade into people's privacies? Just like, why? Because some sisters have proven that this is the state in which they are. We are not saying nobody should do that, but the truth of the matter is, when you are in a relationship and you are not healed, don't jump into another one.
You need time to heal, Rhoda.
And they feel rushing into the next one will make it easy for you.
That's one. Even if it's the best relationship you would ever have in life, you will crash because you need time to heal. You need time to assess what went down, what you did wrong, what you did right, where you had to, learn from. Exactly. You need time to put notes down.
But most of our sisters, some cannot control it. When one relation does not work, they feel that then let me move to the next one. Maybe fall in love with Kojo or Kwesi or Kwame will make me forget the pain in the past.
You need to give it time. There is nothing like shortcuts to relationships leading to marriages. Somebody will meet you today. The person is open to everything. You will find people meeting people the next 2 months, 3 months. They are getting married, they have good marriages, it lasts them 50, 60, 40, 30 years of their life. You meet somebody who wants to get married to you today, the next week the marriage is broken. That's what I said from the beginning. It all depends on the foundation you set. It is not a guarantee that if you set a good foundation, you are going to have an all glorious marriage, because marriage in itself is not rosy. Marriage in itself is not rosy. So if it is marriage you're looking for, and we are aware that marriage is a long-term thing, it's hard work, why don't you sit down, take your time, and take it one step at a time? Because if you are, I'm 30, I'm 35,
pressure,
hitting 40,
pressure.
Do you know that I'm just 40, I'm in my early 40s? Do you know that menopause will set in? Do you know that I don't have a child? Do you know that this? Do you know that all these things do not matter if you have a good foundation? I tell you, Rhoda, we will not have all these things, playing on our social media, people getting broken-hearted, people committing suicide because their boyfriends left them. We will not have any of these things playing out. Maybe a few, but majority of women would have learned from these things and will be going out, doing the right thing, going out with the right people. I'm not saying there's a perfect man or there's a perfect woman. But you need to
do your due diligence. Know the guy properly, know the lady properly.
Exactly.
Do your background check.
At least, if anybody is to sit with you to discuss your relationship with you, and the person knows that you've done a background check on the person, and the person is, at least the person will know that this is a smart person, this is an intelligent person. Sabe, when you know what you're about.
I don't know whether I should say I have headache when I hear people making marriage a big deal. That let's say if you're a woman and you are not married, then you are not part of what society tags as a respected or responsible woman. And I think this pressure thing, we have to really talk about it and help our fellow sisters so we can feel that, look, whether you marry or not, you will still be complete. You cannot compare yourself to anybody, no matter what. So this pressure on rushing online to get somebody to marry you, my dear, it is not necessary. It is not. It's getting hotter. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. So this is Tutu Radio, and the show is today's Woman Empowerment Show. You can join us on +233 55228 0481 or 0552280 0481 on WhatsApp. So I'm in the studios with our sister Ernestina Ametogo, who is a member of Empowered Women in Motion. We are discussing searching for love online, a blessing or a curse. And we are saying it is very, very important to do due diligence when you find somebody online. Do all the research you know. Don't be exchanging money or whatever. Don't just follow the person. Kidnapping is on the increase. Cyber crime, it's a very serious thing. Cyber kidnapping is a very serious thing. And those of you doing that, it's also a crime. Let's not take our sisters for granted. Let's not take the vulnerable ladies for granted. It really hurts. Okay, so this is by Messi Chinwo Obinazom. So we are still discussing searching for love online. Is it a blessing or a curse? Yes, there are some people that it has worked for them, but majority it never worked for them. So we hope you are taking clue from our discussions. We are speaking to all of us and we are not being hard on anybody. We are saying, women, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. So Tina, tell me, single mothers are also facing serious relationship issues because they have children or they have a child. Some men online are taking advantage of them, especially. Such people, what do you have to say to them? They feel they can take refuge in such people. What's your advice?
So, if you're not careful, you realize that you will find yourself in the arms of a man who will readily go the full haul with you. By the end of the day, the man will disappoint you. You're a single mother. It's just like even not being a single mother. But this time, the pressure. Oh, I have a child. I think I should. I have a child with somebody I didn't get to marry. Mm-hmm. Or we didn't end up marrying each other.
Or you are even divorced.
Or even divorced.
Yeah.
Let me find somebody to fill that vacuum. Mm-hmm. As I said earlier, that speed, that urgency, that shortcut, mm-hmm. alright, will lead you to nothing. You're a single mother doesn't mean it's a death sentence. It's not a death sentence.
Say it again.
Being a single mother doesn't mean it's a death sentence. It's a blessing. I mean, you have a child, and that is a beautiful gift, and it is so beautiful. I have a son, and I look at him every time, and I say, God, I thank you for this blessing.
I'm a proud mother too.
Yeah. So it's not a death sentence. I mean, even if you don't even have a child, it's not a reason to rush into marriage, to rush into a relationship. Yes, being a single mother, sometimes you will feel the challenge is that by God's order, okay, my sisters out there, we will all agree that by God's order, a man and a woman must bring a child into this world. That is the order of God. If God wanted only a man or only a woman to bring a child into this world, He would have made the woman or the man impregnate him or herself to bring the child into this world. So we know that a man and a woman must come together to have the child, and both of them must take care of the child. It can be very challenging when you need a helping hand. When your female child gets to a certain stage when she needs her father, or your male child gets to a certain stage, you know that this stage is man to man, especially when they have entered the early adolescence, the late adolescent stage. They need a man to talk to them. So there are lots of pressures when it comes to these stages, and you are at your wit's end. You are lost. You don't know how to handle it. It can be very challenging. It can be very difficult. I tell you, I've been there before. But my single sisters, when you get to that stage, ask God. Go down on your knees. Ask the Holy Spirit to help you to navigate that path. My son is 16 now, and from the beginning, it hasn't been like that. It was difficult. I prayed about it. Thanks to Sharon, she said pray about it. If you don't need a man to do this for you if it's not happening for you. And I prayed. I went online. I read about early adolescents. I read about how they behave, what comes out of them. I mean, from school I know a little bit, but this time I went deep into it because I'm living with a person. And it was so beautiful. We had 3 discussions that month about early adolescents, about what to expect, about their desire towards the opposite sex, about how to control it, about how to behave, how to keep your body and all that. And it turned out so beautiful. I realized that my son now confided in me. My son was more open. My son could tell me a lot of things about himself, about changes on his body, about how he behaves and relates with the opposite sex. So it can be challenging, single mothers, but when you ask the Holy Spirit, He will teach you what to do, and it will be very beautiful. Don't rush it. Just exercise.
Relax. Allow God to take over.
When the men see that you are doing well with your child, they'll rush to have you because
no, Tina, let me catch you. Do you realize that even today's men, because it's today's woman, in our generation, the kind of man you envisage to have, if you want a very educated man, you, the lady, have to be educated.
Exactly.
If you want a business tycoon, you also have to develop yourself. So we've left the era where everybody's doing take. I want this from this man, I want that. That is why a man can marry you, you have the ring, but we'll still go after a slave queen. Look, we'll treat this topic next week and open up to sisters why some things it's not about the devil.
No.
It is wisdom and understanding the times.
And
Why?
Rhoda, the Bible says that the children of this world are in their own eyes wiser than the children of the gospel. Why is this so? Because the people in the world, they know what to do to keep what they have.
Exactly.
Yes. So if we say we are called, we are children of God, we love God, then we should draw from the wisdom of God, because same scripture says that the foolishness of God is higher, is wiser than the wisdom of man. So if God's foolishness is higher than the wisdom of man, then we have to tap into that foolishness. It's a strange scripture. When I came face to face with that scripture, I was like, oh, this is an insult on God. But when I asked for explanation into that scripture, I realized that we are mere men, we are but men. That is why God has all the wisdom. He knows it all. But if you ask God to give you that wisdom, you'll be able to navigate all these issues. It will not be rosy. It will not. I can assure you, it can be very bumpy.
But you need counsel. You can't handle it alone.
You will get there.
Oh, Tina, all too soon. We've come to the end of an exciting discussion. And guess what? Part 2 will come next week, Sunday. And Tina, next week we'll talk about the fact that why wedded women, you could see their husbands very prominent, yet they go after our young women. And you see, the name slave queen has a meaning. They're slaying everything. They're slaying business. They're slaying intelligence. They're slaying everything. And sometimes we forget and we feel that everything is the devil. We will tell you why. Sometimes it's not juju. It's not juju at all. It's not juju. We will tell you why it's happening. And it's not that we are supporting the slay queens. But you see, if you're a married woman out there, you need to respect your husband. You need to appreciate. You need to give him the peace of mind he needs. And you say it's not a yardstick that he should go and cheat, but we'll tell you why. I love you. My name is Rhoda Doku, and I'm your host for today. Tina, thank you so much for passing by. And to all women of empowered women in motion, we say we love you. To Mr. Julius, he's my senior engineer in the studio. To Rogers, to Mr. Keita, all of you and the crew, we say we love you. I'll see you on Tuesday, and it's all about cyber security. I love you. Take care. Bye. So this was from Becca.